Challenge fuel. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. You ought to be familiar with the concept of fuel. Fuel is what powers the narcissist, hence that's why it's called fuel. You can do no better than to read my book Fuel, which you can find on Amazon or in the Knowledge Vault, link in the video description, to understand more about fuel. It is one of the foundation publications to assist in your understanding of narcissism, and I very much recommend that you read it. Fuel is provided by the reactions and responses of other people to acts and omissions of the narcissist. So, for instance, if the narcissist ignores you and you react to that, calling out their name to try and get them to respond, you've just provided fuel. If you're having sex with the narcissist and you say ooh and ah and give it to me baby, you've provided fuel to the narcissist. Buy a birthday present for the narcissist, that's fuel. Tell the narcissist that he has awful breath and terrible fashion choices, that's fuel. Cry because the narcissist upset you, that's fuel. Praise the narcissist for what they've done, that's fuel. Criticize the narcissist for what they've done, that's fuel. Your reactions, your emotional responses provide the narcissist with fuel. And fuel is one of the prime aims. It is the second one. Narcissists need fuel. Fuel powers them. Fuel makes the narcissist feel good about themselves, makes them feel powerful, even in certain instances, invincible. The absence of fuel is problematic for the narcissist. Watch my video, The Fuel Crisis. Reduction in fuel levels make the presence of the chasm and the creature all the more apparent to the narcissist. Increased fuel levels, the abyss recedes and all that resides within it. Fuel keeps the construct together. It is the glue that keeps those shards and fragments and pieces all held in place. Fuel is hugely important. There are lots of different ways that fuel can be provided with different amounts of potency, different amounts in terms of size and also frequency. The book Fuel tells you more about that. There are 3 forms of interaction that you have with the narcissist. You either provide pure fuel, no fuel, or something called challenge fuel. Challenge fuel is the one that is often what people get wrong or they don't know about. Many people think that if you say to the narcissist, I hate you, I absolutely hate you, you're an awful human being, you're ugly on the inside, you're going to turn ugly on the outside, I wish I'd never met you, go fuck yourself. And the narcissist goes berserk. Many people think that they have wounded the narcissist. You have not. Wounding is the absence of the provision of fuel allied with a threat to control. Telling the narcissist that you hate them and insulting them is providing fuel and therefore cannot be wounding. When you do that, you are giving the narcissist challenge fuel. In a way, this is a double-edged sword for the narcissist. On the one hand, your response, the words that you're using, the tone of those words, your facial expression, your body language, the look in your eyes, all provide streams of fuel to the narcissist. So, for instance, if you're angry at the way the narcissist has treated you and you're insulting them, your harsh words provide fuel. The angry tone provides fuel. Your twisted face as you spit out those words at the narcissist provides fuel. The anger in your eyes provides fuel. Your gesticulations with your arms and hands, your open body language provides fuel. It's a fuel fest for the narcissist, and you're giving the narcissist what he or she needs. You are fueling the narcissist. The narcissist in that respect is therefore winning. But you're also criticizing the narcissist. And what that means is that you are threatening the narcissist's need for control. And thus, challenge fuel is the provision of a double-edged sword towards the narcissist, where on the one hand, you're giving the narcissist often huge amounts of fuel and, dependent on your position in the fuel matrix, potentially extremely potent fuel also. But you're threatening the narcissist's need for control, and therefore, it is not the ideal scenario for the narcissist. What you invariably do is create a self-perpetuating situation which is detrimental to you. Because as you're challenging the narcissist's need for control, as you'll have learnt from my work, the narcissist then needs to nullify that threat to control. And the starting point of the 3 assertions of control is to do so directly. If you are stood in front of the narcissist issuing copious amounts of challenge fuel, then the narcissist is most likely to respond by shouting back at you, by putting you down, perhaps utilizing physical violence against you, in order to nullify the threat that is posed by your challenge fuel. Thus, when you're physically proximate to the narcissist and you issue challenge fuel, it's almost guaranteed that you will receive a physically proximate response from the narcissist in order to nullify that threat to control. You, by virtue of the fact that the narcissist isn't backing down, may continue to argue, and thus you continue to provide more challenge fuel. What you're doing is you're fueling the narcissist so they will stay and argue with you. They need to get the control over you. You're not backing down. You failing to back down gives the narcissist fuel, thus fueling them to continue the argument with you, and fueling them to continue the pursuit of the nullification of the threat to control. And thus, this is why an argument with a narcissist, when you are trying to get them to see the logic of your position, which, as you know, they cannot do because of the distortion field that surrounds them, powers them to argue with you, potentially for hours, going on and on and on. You are, in effect, your own worst enemy, because you're giving the narcissist challenge fuel. They have to fight you to get the control, but you're arming them, in effect, with the means of fighting because you continue to fuel them. And you will be far better served by naturally having nothing to do with the narcissist in the first place, or stating your case once and then backing off. That will give the narcissist a sense of control over you because you've backed away. But at least you've proven your point, and you're no longer subjecting yourself to a continuing tirade of heated, ignited fury from the narcissist, which you're powering through the provision of challenge fuel. Challenge fuel is invariably problematic to the narcissist because it goes to the need for control. But it is not that problematic in the sense of wounding, because you're providing fuel with it also. And the narcissist will have different means of dealing with the provision of challenge fuel. As mentioned, it will start with seeking to nullify the threat to control head-on with the direct assertion of control, but then will shift, ultimately, if you do not back down and give that control, to indirect, or if not possible or not working, then ultimately to withdrawal. To understand more about that, you should access the 3 assertions of control, which you can find in the knowledge vault. Challenge fuel is problematic for you because eventually it exhausts you as a consequence of the emotional output. Furthermore, you're interacting with the narcissist, which is a breach of no contact. And if you're an empath with the addiction to the narcissist, you will be increasing your emotional thinking, and you'll be doing it substantially, because you will be in various arenas of interaction, meaning that your emotional thinking will skyrocket, with all of the adverse consequences that flow from that. Furthermore, you are likely to encourage the narcissist to keep going at you, and at the end of the day, no matter what fortitude you have and what resilience you may have built, you are not ultimately designed to be manipulative or awful. The narcissist is, and therefore you are entering onto the narcissist's battlefield, whereby, as has often been said before, you don't wrestle with the pig in the mud, because you're brought down to the pig's level and the pig enjoys it. Quite simply, if you engage in the provision of challenge fuel to a narcissist, you're the one that's going to suffer ultimately, because you will increase your emotional thinking. You'll be subjected to adverse consequences as a result of the way that the narcissist responds. And you may well then generate further hoovers from the narcissist to further recover control or obtain fuel from you, because you've given the narcissist so much fuel by way of challenge fuel. It's important that you understand what challenge fuel is and where it fits into the interactions with the narcissist and the whole concept of fuel as a whole. In summary, it's best avoided because it goes against you ultimately. Whilst it's all not a smooth ride for the narcissist, you should not fall into the trap of thinking, well, at least I made life difficult for them with arguing with them. Ultimately, you won't, because you're giving the narcissist mainly what they want, fuel, and the narcissist will gain control ultimately. For instance, if you keep arguing, they'll move to the third assertion of control and walk away, leaving you dissatisfied because you feel that you've not been able to make your point. Better not to give it in the first place, and so important for you to understand what challenge fuel is. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.